Manchester City have reached the final of the Carabao Cup after defeating Newcastle United 3-1 today and 5-1 on aggregate. And look, over the two legs, honestly speaking, Newcastle had, if you look at all the chances, Newcastle actually had probably the better chances overall over the two legs. But the difference in clinicality between them and Man City, you can't understate. You can't understate that. You cannot underestimate the importance of having players that can just put the ball in the back of the net no matter the situation. And that is what Man City have, and that is what Newcastle lacked in this tie. Honestly, if you look at the chances that they had, even in that first half, Newcastle had some quality chances. The chance for was it Willock in the first half? The chance for Anthony Gordon in the first half, they got saved by Trafford. Look at those. Those were quality. That's an opportunity to have 2 goals in the first half. At least crawl it back to maybe be down 1 goal at halftime and then really push forward in the second half. But Man City's clinicality, Man City's potency in front of goal, you just can't underestimate that, right? Marmoush today, exceptional. And Marmoush, he's had a bit of a rough time at Man City. You know, obviously when he first joined, he was hot a little bit. Then this season starts, some injuries, goes to AFCON, can't really find his place in the team, comes back, really not really still sure if he has a starting spot in the team. There was a talk about, him going to Turkey. And you see today, he just has quality. I think so many people look at the quality of Ekitike, and they might even forget that at Frankfurt, Marmoush was the better player. Marmoush was the star of the show at Frankfurt. You look at those games, look at the way they played together, Marmoush was the better player. So that's the quality that he possesses. For me to say that he was better than Ekitike last season and seeing how good Ekitike is this season, that shows how much quality that Marmoush really, really, really has, right? But that first half, it was really a game of quality chances for both teams. But what has hurt Newcastle this season compared to last season, and I think you see why they desperately didn't want to lose Isak, they can't score goals. They don't score goals at a high enough level. They don't convert enough chances at a high enough level. And at this level in the Premier League, Carabao Cup, for example, today, you have to be able to convert those chances. You see Marmoush gets his goal. Reinders gets his goal. Reinders even misses what was a quality chance as well in the second half. But Newcastle is going to continue to hurt them because you signed Votamata, you signed Visa. These guys, Wissa, yes, last season he had a great, output season, but really your only goal scorer, the only guy in your team that you're going to say, okay, this might be the guy that can get the most goals in our team is Wissa. And for some reason, he doesn't start games. For some reason, he comes on 20 minutes and you see, he has a bit of an impact, but it's not enough. It's not enough in 20 minutes. You need a striker for the entirety of the game. Votamata is not a striker. He's more of a half 9, half 10 kind of hybrid play, one of those false 9 type of guys. He's not a finisher, right? He scores some goals, yes, but consistent basis, not enough for you. You're missing out on Jolinton. You're missing out on Bruno G. You're missing out on Livramento. You're missing out on key players in your team. To go away to Man City and expect to get a result or hope to get a result is just never really a reality. And in that first half, the way they got exposed, and I think the way Eddie Howe set up his team in that first half was just poor. You had a two-man midfield of Tonali and Willock and what's his name? Jacob Ramsey. No, you don't have enough defensive protection. Yeah, you also don't have the quality backline that you normally have, right? You don't have Vermento, like I mentioned, and you don't have Bruno G in that midfield. So you're already struggling from that point on. So when you get the chances that you get in that first half, you absolutely have to take them. And they didn't take them. Man City took theirs, and they punished them. And Man City looked very, very good today. They looked very, very comfortable. I think they play with a confidence of a team that understands we're up 2-0. We're at home, playing second leg at home. We're not really looking at Newcastle as so dangerous that, we should panic or... Man City they were just composed. They were composed the entire game. Even when Newcastle get that goal, a great goal from Elanga, by the way, you need 4 goals to lose the game. I mean, 5 goals to lose the game. You're not worried about anything Newcastle are going to throw at you. So that first half really set up Man City to be comfortable and confident in that second half and just play their game and relax, kind of just gather energy, reserve energy, because you have a big game against Liverpool on Sunday, a big game in the title race, a big game in the top 4 race. You can't afford to, lose anybody to injury, which Newcastle ended up doing. Hamstring, I think it was, for Anthony Gordon. Now you're missing Bruno G, Joe Linton, Livramento, Anthony Gordon. Like, you're missing, those might be your 4 of your 5, 6 most important players, and you're missing them. So Newcastle is going to be a struggle to see what happens with the season moving forward. Obviously, you have the Champions League. Maybe you can progress in that. I'm not sure if they're still in the FA Cup, but the league looks the league looks dark. The Champions League potential for them in this season, I think, is over. With those injuries, with how Chelsea, United, and Liverpool are playing, I don't see it even remotely possible. But I have to say, one thing to mention about this game, Phil Foden. Really a game where Phil Foden should take the game by the scruff of the neck and really showcase why, he's had the hype around him that he's had in his career. Another anonymous game. 12 games now, no goals, no assists, and really no impact in most of those games. Really no impact in most of those games. Anonymous, just nothing. Running around doing a bunch of nothing. And then I see Ryan Cherky come on in that second half, and I see what he does in 25 minutes. He did more in that time than Foden did in the whole game. Than Foden has done in 5 games. He's done more in this month than Foden has done in the last 12 games. Like, that's the level that I was expecting Foden to be playing at, now that KDB's gone, and he's not doing it. And now Cherky is it's always like somebody always takes the mantle, and it's always the main guy, creative main guy, midfield main guy, over Foden. If it's not Rodri, it's KDB, and now it's Cherky. I just have to admit that maybe he's just not that guy. He's just not that guy, and he's just never going to be that guy. He'll just always be like a second, third, best player on a very good team. But to lead a team, to lead a midfield, I don't think it's ever going to happen. But maybe that's just me nitpicking. I think Reinders was great today. I think Marmoush was great today. I think they were the main 2 guys, kind of protagonists for that Man City team. Attacking, trying to generate goals, trying to generate chances. Semenyo was kind of off it. Had a shot in the first half. Didn't really do anything after that. Foden was off it. Nico Gonzalez was decent. I think Nico O'Reilly in that midfield actually shown a lot of potential, right? I know that's his natural position. He's been playing left back, just because of injuries to Ainuri and injuries to Ake. But you see him kind of in the midfield position, kind of taking up midfield positions. He looks very comfortable on the ball. Very, very physically gifted as well. He's fast, he's strong. I think he can offer Man City a lot going forward in the future, more than someone like Bernardo Silva can offer, right? More than Roger can offer. Roger came on and he just gets a yellow card. I think he pulls down, was it Elanga? Like I said in the last video, Man City video, it's just so easy to run past, so easy to move past, right? And now we look towards the final, Arsenal and Man City. It's tough because Man City looks so potent going forward, right? They look so strong going forward. They have, obviously, Marmoush, firing, Semenyo firing, Cherky firing. Haaland is struggling, but you always know how Haaland can turn it up at any moment. But defensively, they're susceptible. They're poor defensively. But the difference is Arsenal are kind of weak offensively. They're not as strong as Man City are offensively. So I think it might be a clash of styles that we see in that final, right? Man City maybe being the team that possesses the ball more, being the protagonist. Arsenal, maybe reverting to a counter-attack tactic. I don't think you're going to possess Man City in that final. I don't think you're going to dominate the ball. I don't think you're going to, be the ones that kind of dictate the pace of the play. So it's going to be interesting to see how that final goes. I think if Arsenal score first, it might be over for Man City. If Man City score first, I think they win I think whoever scores first wins that game. That's my prediction. I don't think it's bold. I don't think it's revolutionary. I just think whoever scores first in that game wins that game, because Man City on the counter-attack, protecting the lead, I think they'll be dangerous. At Arsenal, defending the lead, that strong defense, I think it would be very difficult for Man City to get a goal. So very, very interesting two semifinals. The difference in quality between today and yesterday between Arsenal and Chelsea is light years. You couldn't even believe that these were 4 teams in the same league. That's how different the quality looked in this game. So attacking, so much on the front foot, so many chances, so much quality, good saves, good strikes, good, good play all around. Just more interesting and entertaining game. But I can't wait for that final. And hopefully, not hopefully, but let's see if Arsenal can break their trophy duck, and finally get over that hurdle, and then hopefully that can propel them to whatever else they have the rest of the season. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, about this game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace out.